Hello and welcome. We have with us Dr. Prahlada, a distinguished DRDO scientist and the brain and the force behind the Akash missile system that actually brought down several missiles and drones that Pakistan fired during Operation Sindoor. He was actually selected by none other than Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the missile man of India. Dr. Prahlada, thank you very much for joining us here at Republic TV.
Yeah, I thank Republic to make me interact and discuss with all the Indian citizens, our national people, and thanks for the opportunity. And I'll be happy to share with you some of my experiences.
Wonderful, sir. It's a pleasure having you with us. My first question to you, sir, is we just witnessed probably the first modern warfare where there were drones and missile systems crossing the national boundaries and the line of control, and how effectively India's air defense system brought down all those enemy systems that came across. I want to ask you, as a scientist, what were the thoughts going on in your mind at that time?
See, when we were asked to do this development of the surface-to-air missile system, it is a multi-target handling system and medium range. So we put all our efforts, 15 to 20 years efforts, and a young team to make it happen. So once we developed and gave it to the Army and the Air Force, and they, of course, they have to evaluate and say it's good, you can now we are ready to go ahead. But we never thought that one day will come when it is really facing a war with our adversary, with our Army, Air Force, to really have to face a war and protect as it will be designed for defense of the country. We never thought it will be seen by us in our service time. But for us, it was a big input and it's a test. What we were also keeping our hearts pounding. What's going to happen? But I'm happy, and I was very happy when I learned that the performance has been good and the users are satisfied and system has worked well. Then, it was such a feeling that I couldn't even speak anything for a few minutes. My wife was wondering what's happening. I said, I can't believe. And it was such a feeling. And then I had to take some time to gather my senses and say, yes. Then she understood, oh God, you are 20 years effort, now you are seeing. I said, okay, good. And so we analyzed, we studied. A lot of my younger colleagues, classmates, deputy project directors, and the people who work with me from other DRDO laboratories all across the country, many people called me, and I said, this happened for about 2 days. I was continuously on the telephone. Then I am now seeing what is the impact on us as an individual, as an R&D person, impact on industry, and impact in the nation.
Right.
And globally, where are we? Before Sindoor, after Sindoor, where are we? This is what I thought we should analyze. And I would like to say, one thing is the confidence of the country, of our decision makers in Indian developed missile system, Make in India, has been increased tremendously. Many people had doubts whether how will it work. So that they have been silenced. This is number one. Second is, you see, of the number of missiles and ground system given to the Army and Air Force is not by DRDO, by industry. Like, the major partners being the Bell and the BDL, L&T, Tata, and then 200 MSMEs
Manufacturers.
all over the country.
DRDO is the developer.
We are a developer, and then we are the technology giver. We gave the documents for them to implement. So they have followed, and that's good. But the high items have been made, assembled, tested, given to the lead integrator and given to the user. So this excellent achievement by the industry.
Right, sir.
Having absorbed the technology and delivered. This is second. This shows the industries have matured.
Right.
Just like R&D has got a shabash, industry also shabash.
Right.
Now third is our decision makers. What next? How will you go further?
Right.
So that this momentum we have picked up should take us to higher level.
Okay.
And even globally, our own ranking has gone up.
Right.
That you can fight a war, take control of the situation, use technology, reorient if required, and then show that your products are worth it and you have delivered the results.
Right.
So the whole world knows that India is now a matured and force a country whose force and strength can be accepted, acknowledged.
Right.
I think this was a country we have got our markings have gone up.
Right.
Therefore, our responsibility also goes up.
Goes up. Correct.
Responsibility of DRDO, of industry and government.
Right.
All the three go up.
Right.
And this one thing, it also gives us that without any help from any other countries,
Correct.
advanced countries, we can develop.
Correct.
And this was recognized by Dr. Kalam
Absolutely.
in the beginning. So he made us to, first he said, let us list down what all the science and technology gaps.
Right.
Once it is there, now you say, who can fill up the gap?
Okay.
Mostly we found academic institutions.
Okay.
So we had at least about 20 academic institutions working for Akash system alone.
Okay. And
So
this was immediately after MTCR and
MTCR was there. Plus we got the project approved 1984.
Correct.
85 to 90. We were interacting with almost 12 very famous academic institutes in Bangalore, Chennai, Mumbai, Hyderabad. We were interacting.
Right.
And telling them what gaps we have, can you fill up the gap?
Okay.
And they did a good job. Many of them we gave a good idea, including Jadavpur University in Calcutta. We have done a lot of interactions with even far-off place like that.
Okay.
So that gave us a confidence that when we have a science-oriented, analysis-oriented issue, go to academy. Then comes, how do you get a hardware made, prototype made, a challenging engineering job? Then go to industry.
Right.
Don't hesitate. Don't unnecessarily try to do in-house.
Don't reinvent the wheel.
Reinvent the wheel and go to industry. And we had one formula. Any critical, go to 2 industry partners.
Okay.
Preferably one government, one private.
Okay.
So that is a big balance. Government you give one, private you give one. Both are recognized, both are established. Make one each. Then we know we find that once you give a contract like that, we found we are the beneficiaries.
Okay.
They will compete. I will get a better price. I will get a faster delivery and a better product.
Right.
By just making them to say that, Baba, you are not the only person.
There are others who are.
So this is one thing we learned from Kalam. One is integration of academy, industry, DRDO, and also we have worked with scientists from ISRO, scientists from DAE, scientists from CSR laboratories.
Right.
Wherever science technology is there, we go there.
Correct.
And this one habit and role model of Kalam made a big difference.
Okay.
I'm sure we would not have achieved all the goals if we had not followed his principles.
Right.
This is what I am convinced.
Okay.
And I thank him. I profusely thank him the day we are missing him, but it is there in my heart and soul.
Right, sir. I mean, my question to you is, you worked at a time when the trust in DRDO or indigenous systems was not strong. The government's faith in those systems probably was also not that strong. How were those years, sir?
See, I don't want to use the word trust.
Okay.
Apprehension.
Okay.
The apprehension of the military people, Army, Air Force, Navy, they are used to weapons from Europe, from US, Russia. They are used to it.
Right.
They are not seen Indian-made weapons.
Right. So
naturally, the apprehension is there. Can we get a weapon which I know I can use in the war?
Right.
This is the right apprehension. I don't have any complaint.
Right.
And their doubt is right. So I try to prove. So I remember one particular case when we asked Army, we are now ready.
Okay.
We have analyzed all our readiness. We are ready. You come and see, do what you know as user trials. You come and do it. Then he put, I will give you trial directive. You have to follow trial directive.
Okay.
There we will say where I will test, how I will test, and what all the results you have to show me. We agreed.
Okay.
Then he also said, I don't want missiles assembled, cleared by DRDO. I want missiles assembled and cleared by industry, who is going to be my production partner. I don't use your missile and validate. I want to use BDL missile.
Right.
I want to use Bell radar and validate.
Right.
Is right attitude. So we also agreed. So we gave exactly the way they wanted. We conducted trials.
Okay.
And we had 3 flights, and all the 3 were hit, because they also gave a target against which I have to test by missile. This is a target from this range, this altitude, this direction. You expect them to come, but you have to catch it.
Okay.
Surveillance, you do it. So we did that, and when the tests were done, there was a post-flight analysis review.
Okay.
And I remember very clearly. And see, normally when the review would take place, I give a summary of what happened. Then the person from the army, the senior most officer, will give his view. This is
Okay.
a normal. So I told him that it's good. I mean, all the 3 missile tests have been conducted, and according to all our instrumentation recordings, it's a 100% success.
Okay.
This is what I told.
Okay.
Then afterwards, the managers asked, sir, you can tell your views. That is army. He's a lieutenant general. So he stood up and he said, that's now I heard the project director telling 100% success. I don't agree.
Okay.
We were shocked. How is he saying? And he gave a 10-second pause. After I said, I don't agree, 10 seconds, he didn't open his mouth. His heart was beating. What the hell happened? I want to say 200% success. I mean, you are equally shocked. He says, for the systems I am used to it from other countries, I have to do a lot of manual things. In your missile, everything automatic. My commander had no work to do.
Okay.
So it's more than So we thanked him. See, this is the joy we got when we interacted with army officers, Air Force officers. That made a big difference.
Right, sir. Operation Sindoor, in a way, as you rightly said, lifted India's stature on a global stage. But at the same time, they were, as you rightly said, the testing of the Indian missile systems also. Where does it go from here? What's the way forward for India's missile systems, sir?
Fortunately, our Prime Minister, Honorable Modi ji, has already given his vision, he said, is where there is intense scientific research and strategic implications are there, let DRDO do it.
Okay.
Where the product development for the customer, for the user, for export are there, let the industry do it.
Right, sir.
Because there is no science related.
Right,
so
sir.
let the industry take up the work.
Right,
Already there are many examples where industry is directly doing the product development, and also they are declared as the principal agency to develop, and also the agency who are identified as the production agency right in the beginning.
Right, sir.
This is going to make a big difference.
Okay.
The time required from R&D to production will come drastically, it will shrink.
Okay.
And the responsibility of the industry to make the first unit themselves goes up. He has to show this computer works in the first go.
Yes.
So they also are forced to show maturity in technology, in management of a product.
Right.
And DRDO is focusing on futuristic science, futuristic strategic program. So this has been done, and this, I think this model will work in a big way in the country, because similar models exist in France, exist in Israel, exist in USA, where industry are given the task of directly development of a product.
Okay.
And the science portion, let the government do it, because it involves lot of time, lot of investment, and lot of question marks.
Question
How
marks,
long will it take?
trial and error.
So
My
we are ready with it.
my thought as an Indian is, and as someone who has worked closely with Dr. Kalam, what would he have thought today when he saw these systems working so efficiently? Something that he started, and as you rightly said, never imagined that they would actually be put to use.
Correct, no? See, he used to make fun of, when he is in a good mood, say, you funny guys did it. So he's in a good mood. Of course, most of the time, I have never seen him in a bad mood.
Okay.
He's always cheerful and also spreading cheer.
Okay.
So if I have to close my eyes and think, he would have told, you funny guys, you have done great, yeah. He would have told.
Right.
And buddy, always you use the word buddy, what you have done, fantastic.
Okay.
And these things he would have told, and we definitely, because even Brahmos he has initiated, Akash
Yes.
is initiated, supported fully, and we wished he would have been there with amongst us to see the result. We miss
Absolutely.
him, but it's a great thing that he's a role model, and we learned many things, and even he gave a template for most of the development activities. He has given a template.
Okay.
We followed the template.
And you're still following that template?
Even now we followed those templates because they are universal, and it is always applicable.
Right.
It is such a template he has made, and it is always applicable. And once you follow the template, you will not go wrong.
Okay.
It will go only to success.
Okay. Do you see, one final question is, do you really see India completely shifting to indigenous missile defense systems and not at all depending on global? And most importantly, exporting those systems to the world?
Not going to see already happening. It is already happening. We are in the midst of doing what you are saying, that all the missile systems will be made, and once we make a missile system, see, this is one thing he again inducted. He say, if you are making, make sure that your product is used by outside people.
Okay.
You should keep in mind not only your army, your air force, how others will look, how others will use. So you have to design, and testing should be with that in mind, not that only your own army fellows. So he inducted. So, but what is probably a delta which we will miss because he is not here. If he was there, he would have definitely, is that integration across departments, different departments, integration between academy and industry, integration within the DRDO, the way he would have brought, see, the personality matters. See, what I say, what he says, same word I use, same word he uses, but the way he says makes a big difference.
Right.
So we think, in fact, I told somewhere that we want more Kalams in the country.
Yeah.
See, Kalam was not created. We discovered him. He was available. But we only said who he can handle. So, see, for example, I was not a project director by birth. I was a scientist doing some work here and there. So he told, buddy, you are the project director for Akash.
Right.
He discovered me as a project director.
Right.
He named me a project
You were
director.
there.
I was there. I was working with him. But he said he's the right guy to do it, because it was the longest project with my maximum money, time, 12 to 15 years. So he wanted somebody young, capable, and will have a life to see that it really is, it goes to the war.
Right.
See, that way, and it happened.
Right.
And if he had given the same task to some very senior person, he would have retired, probably, you don't know. It would not have happened.
Right.
So his vision was, right in the beginning, said, you handle it.
Right.
So that is where, so I think we means the government or whoever it is, maybe Raksha Mantri or the Prime Minister, have to identify the people who are similar in capabilities of Kalam, and say these are the few people, and keep those in sight, and see that they manage the things and integrate the people.
Okay.
We need integration of minds and people and capabilities by a few people, so they do not forget it and go in slightly in a unfocused way. This is what I feel. That is the only thing I think we need. Otherwise, rest we are fully Our tools are fully ready.
Fully ready.
Fully ready.
Wonderful. So I'm going to take that one line that we need more Kalams. That's the line I'm going to conclude on. Thank you very much, Dr. Prahlada. It was
Thank you
lovely
very much.
having you with us.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.